Hey, welcome to TokuTalkers. Today we're talking GoZyuger episode 14, The Sacred Servant, Legend of the Tegasword. I'm one of your hosts, Buster. With me, of course, is my other wonderful co-host, Wyatt. And yeah,
Yeah.
we're talking more GoZyuger, the end of the Car Ranger arc, or of
hmm
sorts. What did you think of this episode, Wyatt?
So I talked about before that I really enjoyed the previous episode. I like all the Car Ranger stuff. I like that we're finally focusing on Ryugi because I felt like he was the least developed at this point. But I always knew that the show was going to give him some good stuff, and boy, did they deliver! I loved this episode. I think that they really nailed it. I think the only thing that's missing from it is a no one battle. Um, it is more focused on just the Boso Red Racer. Like that's the villain of the episode, and then they just kind of
Yeah.
have all the guys show up at the end, and be like, "Yeah, you're fighting us for the giant robot battle." At the
Yeah, at
end,
least it does make the main generals like more of a present threat, which I know was like some been a kind of common critique within both Sentai and Rider, how like the big recurring generals don't like. I know people like including me have complained about that with Gav, which is only now like getting like more.
yeah, because it's very rare that in Gav specifically, it's very rare that they like step out to play. You know, like in usually when they do, they die. Like when with Sheeta with the K-King form, spoilers,
Yeah,
and then well, Glada she survived because she's cool as hell. So she, but there's no like yeah. I agree with you. Like in same thing with Sentai and everything. Like I always like it when the generals step out to play. Ginga Man,
yeah.
I feel like does that really well. Where
And hey,
every
there's a
like
Giga Man transformation in this episode.
yeah, every like 12 or so episodes, one of the generals like comes out and then they kill him. And then like it changes. Like oh now it's this guy who's sending monsters. But they're all like part of the same villain organization. It's not like GoZyuger or whatever where
Yeah,
it's like a different guy, or it's the same guy, but he's just like going to a different thing. Well, whatever. But yes, I do appreciate that. It yes, take a shot, everybody. It's like Don Brothers, where with the Noto showing up and fighting with the heroes every so often.
yeah. I did like appreciate the like how like the Ryugi backstory, like we mentioned. Like it's very clear he got it from like it's cool like I don't know like him like kind of like having discovering his own faith on his own, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I'm sure there's like a cultural context I'm not getting, but like from just my limited perspective, it's kind of like interesting how they're like kind of exploring like at like faith in that kind of way where it's like I mean
Mm-hmm.
granted it's a very comedic way, like it's not like too in depth, it's not like going like in the nitty gritty, but like they explore like faith in this very like oh yeah the kid will have a different like learn something from the parent and
Yeah.
like how that conflicts with like one another and shit.
Mm.
um
It's very
and
similar to like in like The Simpsons or like a sitcom or whatever, where it's like, oh, they're Catholic, but then Lisa becomes a Buddhist or whatever. It's similar to that. It's not exactly the same, obviously, but
yeah,
it's just that thing where like, oh, there's some sort of change in faith due to like the child like rebelling or having like some kind of conflict with like what they were raised up in. Like
yeah,
yeah, I agree with you that that's like a really cool touch. And while it isn't taken like super seriously, I think it's taken seriously enough to matter and have an impact.
yeah,
And I really like the Gurren Lagann, believe in me, who believes in you, etc. That kind of stuff.
yeah.
Like faith in your fellow person being like more or less the same as like faith in like a higher being. Like that I think is like a cool reach across the aisle to people that like may believe in religion, and then people that don't are like agnostic, that they can still exhibit faith in some way despite not having that.
Yeah. I yeah, I do appreciate them tackling like again there's probably some cultural context I'm completely missing, but like
Mm,
from like my perspective, I think this is a really neat like backstory.
mm,
And then like of course the Berserker car red is real fun.
Yeah.
Like with all the punk, like just like going like over the top of the like the punk acting. I love the chase scene where it's like she hops on the bike and it's like they're chasing the GoZyugers. That's so great.
Yeah, I guess if there is any weakness in the episode, it is the fact that it's like very straightforward. It's just a continuation of like the cliffhanger from the previous episode, and they just are like, we gotta stop her, and then they hear that she's coming, and they're like, all right, we're gonna stop her, and then they run from her, and then they fight her, and like it's very, there's no like twists or turns in the
Yeah,
story.
I mean, it's still like a good episode. Like it's still
Yeah,
like
I think so.
it's a good payoff to like what the last episode set up, which kind of what you want, and it's like having some like again, we're still like early on in the show. It's still
Yeah.
kind of you're still kind of like getting all the okay, like in Toku, like especially modern stuff. I feel like the first 16 episodes are very like we've seen this with Gav, which I love Gav. I want to be clear. I know we've been talking a little smack about Gav. This isn't really even smack. This is just a trend I've been noticing. Where it's like the first 16 or first arc of episodes, they have to like get a bunch of like toy, like this is how everything works, like in terms of like the toyetic stuff before they can actually like lock in with like, okay, what do we want to explore thematic? I mean, granted, I feel like both Gav and GoZyuger have been like okay upfront about what they want to explore thematically.
Sure.
But like sometimes it's just like it takes a while for like things to like fully like lock in terms of just like there's still like okay Garudo's still there to show off like Red Rangers, like Hurricane Red and Live Red. Like
I was gonna ask, like, just talking about different plot points in this episode, how do you feel about the Shining Knife Sweet Cake Garudo cucking plot? That seems to
that was
be
quite funny.
yeah.
That was quite a funny. Yeah, I like that. That's silly. Like, I mean, they've already been building that up for a few episodes now, so it's like kind of it's real funny to see like pushed to like an even more extreme. And it seems like next episode's gonna like talk about more with Garudo and like his kind of shtick. Which I'm quite interested in. Also, just more interested because we're getting a more Rikyo little subplot, so that's always fun. I always like Rikyo.
Yeah, I feel like like at this point, every one of the characters has had like a really good focus episode, and Rico obviously have singled out as one of our favorites. I think like now at this point that everybody has kind of had like their own focus, it's not as big of a like, oh, this guy's getting another thing again, anymore, because it doesn't feel like we're depriving somebody else of some story. It's just like, hey, whatever comes natural to the storytelling process. I understand that. Like I've written like books and things like that where it's like, oh, this character is sticking around and they feel like they're just like tagging along, but trust me, I have something planned for them,
Yeah,
later on. Like that's
I've been there.
yeah, like it that I can get that feeling, so I'm very respectful towards it. That's why I wasn't like, man, this show sucks because the Yellow Ranger didn't get a focus episode. Um, so I'm glad that it finally got 2 episodes.
And they're really good episodes.
Yeah, they're really good episodes. They're about one of my favorite. It's cool to have the 2 most recent Sentai tributes be like some faves of mine, like kind of overlooked sort of shows. People usually only think of Car Ranger as like, oh, it's like funny. Did you know that like Power Rangers Turbo was like serious, and then Car Ranger is funny? It's like
Turbo's not even that serious.
I know this is fandom discourse from like 14 years ago.
14. Oh my god!
I'm just saying, I've been in the fandom for a long time, but that's where Power Rangers Sentai discourse was at in like 2010 or whatever. People
what
were just
is
saying,
wrong with these people? I mean, granted, we still see stupid ass discourse.
Yeah,
also,
just to finish the point is that like people would say like, oh, Car Ranger's like a parody of Sentai, and it's like it's just like a more comedic show. It's not parodying Sentai. Akiba Ranger is parodying Sentai.
Yeah, I've heard some very stupid like just dumbass Sentai theories about Car Ranger, like silly series, like serious series, and it's like it's dumb. I don't want to get into it. It's bad. But the point I was gonna mention, there's kind of been a big revelation in the news about a couple GoZyuger like upcoming elements. The Sixth
Oh,
Ranger got
cool.
revealed.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, and you
Goju
were right that it
Polar.
was a polar bear.
Yeah, that was what the rumor was saying. So, yeah.
Yeah. Usually they're right. Like the rumors are. I mean, sometimes you'll get like the person that just lies on the internet.
Yeah.
Would somebody really do that? Go on the internet and tell lies?
Well, yeah, but I do like the suit we've seen. His transformation device I need to like see more of because it just kind of
Hmm.
looks like the robot, but it's like squished. So it's
Yeah.
like because it's like
Yeah.
but
Looks like
like
a fist instead of a hand.
yeah, that's kind of
Like that.
neat.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I am excited. We're probably gonna see him in like a couple episodes now that we've seen his
Hmm.
like full suit reveal. Um, I do like how it's like okay, we're not doing gold or silver. It's just a white ranger. Like
Yeah. I would be surprised if he didn't show up. It's at the like cliffhanger at the end of next episode.
yeah, I
Um.
think it's episode 16 because episode 15 kind of has its own fish to fry with like Gerudo and like the kind of a
Sure.
concluding like
So you think like that's gonna happen? That's gonna play out, and then the next episode will be
then they'll tease it
Gojo
because like
going.
Goju's been doing like 2-part arcs. So well,
Sure.
maybe
Yeah.
he'll.
But
I
I
could
could
be
see him
completely wrong.
being. Yeah, I could see him being part of the second part of this 2-part arc.
Yeah,
And then they're
that's what I'm
just
saying.
hiding. They're hiding it. Like I could see it. I'm not necessarily predicting that is what is going
Yeah.
to happen, but I could just see it because there have been times where we see the new Ranger, and then I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're going to appear in a few episodes, and then it's like, oh, the next episode they show
Yeah.
up. Like,
I'm also pretty interested because usually of these anniversaries, the last two anniversaries, Zenkaiger and freaking Dawn Brothers, their
mhm.
Six Rangers have had their own unique Six Ranger gimmick.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if they will do it here because of like the premise of the show. They could, but you kind of have to upheaval. It's like, oh, it's not just the Red Rangers now. We're fighting Universe Warrior Sixes, and it's like that would.
hmm
I don't know. Like that's already a lot of. I mean, granted, we're burning through Reds like so quickly.
yeah. How
So
many
who
more
knows?
times do we need to see the Dragon Ranger suits?
Yeah. Oh my
Like,
God. You know they're gonna do it. You know they're gonna pull it out. They did it in Dawn Brothers. They even did it in Dawn Brothers.
yeah.
Like so, it's like, uh, Bri. I would appreciate them like freaking pulling out some weird ass Showa one off characters. Like there was a
Yeah.
Bioman one, not
Mhm.
Biohunter Silver. There's a different one.
Yeah.
I forgot he just appeared for 2 episodes and then he left, and he wasn't even a real ranger. He just kind of
Yeah, yeah.
showed up.
There's a couple of that. There's technically a white ranger in Car Ranger, but she
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
transform. She just wears an outfit that's
Like
reminiscent to
yeah,
the like
the magical girl shoujo.
yeah, and she has like a big cat, like a cat robot. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Check out Car Ranger, everybody.
I do want it. It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi. Hey, it's easy to access. It's on Tubi.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was like this is a tangent. That was like right before they started doing a lot of those like metal hero shows that were like Robocon inspired, like
Yeah.
Robotac and Kabutak and things like that. And then
Yeah,
they
that was
just
like
said
right before that.
and then they just said screw it, we're just gonna literally do Robocon. And then right after Robocon was Kuga, which is very funny to me. The kids being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that fun sitcom with the robot. What's next week?" And then it's like, uh, you know, digital footage of people being murdered by mummies and
Yeah.
like screaming and horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of dark shit going on in that first episode.
Oh man, I'm
of
so
Kuga.
excited for when Discotheque gets to the Kabutak shows because I don't think those have
Oh,
been subtitled yet. Those
oh, I
have not
want.
been subtitles yet.
Yeah, I
So.
know. I want it very badly. The only way that I've watched him is through the first 2 episodes on Toei Tokusatsu World,
Which is now a dead channel. So they have not
yeah,
updated it since the Shin Kamen Rider trailer they put out.
that's sad. But anyway, anything else to talk about with
uh,
this episode?
there was like a thing like this was a couple weeks ago, but they revealed the winner of the contest of like pick your own red. Let me go
Okay.
find it. It was like an origami. Here, I'll send you the sketch. It was like an origami red. Yeah, here's the sketch of like who this character will appear like towards the end of GoZyuger as like a Universe Warrior red. And like
That's
so this is
cool.
the like and it looks a lot like Kiji Brother, but it's like I like the gimmick. Even like I love the sketch. There's so many good sketches of like runners up that they shared, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, man, people are so cool. And
Yeah,
I'm like making their own Sentai Reds, and I'm like, I'm so excited to see this in like a suit.
yeah, yeah. I love that. Especially, I like anything with like big shoulder pads like that, and then the shoulder pads being like the folded paper.
Oh yeah, that's so sick. It's like
Yeah, good. Thumbs up to this person who did this. So
yeah. I just like so like this episode like it's good. It just like kind of continuing off the last episode, so I figured let's just catch up on some like news stories
yeah,
about
some
the
news.
show.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think like they did a good job wrapping up the story between Shoko and Ryugi.
yeah,
Like that was very well done. I
yeah.
think that it's a little bit of a like, huh? The fact that she was like that they knew each other as children and she was still a maid as a child, like that's a
Yeah,
little
that's a bit
weird.
bizarre.
There's a child servitude going on in the
Is it just like a family thing? Was she in training? I don't know.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
think
I know.
about it.
It's a stupid cartoon children's show. It's fine.
Yeah,
I can forgive like a nonsensical element like that because it's like serving a greater purpose of like, oh yeah, they've had this like, sadness in their life that they are both like moving beyond. He has found his faith in the Tega sword. She has found her faith in him,
yeah,
and like is able to like live vicariously through that. And then he has like a renewed sense of devotion, thanks to the events of the episode where the Tega sword like talks to him, helps him beat Shining Knife and Sweet Cake with a giant punch. After they turn big, they turn big. They turn like really, really big.
the biggest big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like yeah, like you're talking about Gurren earlier. That's some like freaking
yeah,
like small mech versus giant mech shit. I love it.
yeah, very good. And then like yeah, the final part of the episode where he makes the shrine to the Tegasaur, and then
Yeah,
he
oh, the
happens to like
Tegasaur like
little
with the green screen. Oh, it's
like
so good.
yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah, very
Uh,
good. So I just enjoyed it. Not more of a yeah like a story or character focused episode than a typical one, but that's fine.
Yeah,
And
but we already
I'm
had
glad
our like we already had our competition the last episode. It seems like next episode's gonna
Mhm.
be a lot more like plot, or
Yes.
just like a little character moment. There's not really seems to be a competition next episode, which like I kind of like spreading out the competition because it makes the competition when they show up feel more special. It's
Yeah.
just like because I've been down this road before. I'm like if I don't see a competition within the next five
Yes.
episodes, I'm
That's
gonna
the
lose it.
that's the like anxiety disorder thing of like
Yeah.
if it doesn't appear, I'm just gonna for a certain amount of time I'm gonna appear it does. I'm going to assume it doesn't exist. It's
Yeah, because
like
like that happens with these shows where it's like they have a
yeah.
gimmick and then they drop it.
Yeah, like in like you're talking about with Gav, like introducing all the toys and everything. And this is fairly normal for every common writer ever made that has a lot of forms, but just being like, oh yeah, in the first like 14 episodes, he's using all these different forms, and then as soon as he gets the K-King form and
Yeah, just
like
like what's the
the
next
Wizard
biggest
Sorbet,
one?
yeah, it's like who cares about all those other. He's not using the marshmallow form ever
Yeah, I
again.
mean, to give credit to Caking, you could use the old toys with the Caking form,
Yeah,
like in a cool way. But
and then
that's
same
okay.
thing. Yeah, and then with Master Cav currently,
Yeah,
like he just
I
has
still need to
all
see the
more
new
power.
episode. I'll probably watch it after I get off the call,
All right.
which I'm very excited to. But like speaking of getting off, Wyatt, why don't you plug your stuff?
All right. You can go on Twitter and Blue Sky, Wazranger, WAZP Ranger. It's mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I do post about podcasts I'm in or videos I'm making. Got a video on Disney show Stugo that should be coming out next week. I'm almost done editing it. It's been kind of a slog because my computer is being really slow, but I just ran like a cleaning program on it, and thankfully it sped up
Let's
the
go.
process. So next week, before the Switch 2 comes out, I should have that. It's going to be like 70 minutes or something. It's going to be like very long, so it'll be a good
Yeah,
one. And then yeah, so that's my YouTube channel. It's Only Magic. If you want to support me on Patreon, if you want to get that video sometime early, then go ahead, donate $3. You get that. You get Wow Cool Row Pod. You get cartoon buffoons, all that stuff. Go on over there. And what else is there? Yeah, no, that's it. Okay, how about you?
Hi, I'm Buster. I do too many videos on too many things at the Buster Corp channel. Um, and like a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I just released. Hey, if you like Sentai, I just released a video on Ninja and how I thought it was
Ooh.
kind of mid. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought that video, despite it being short, came out pretty well. So yeah, go check that out. There's a bunch of other
Mm-hmm.
Sentai videos on like TokuTalkers, GoZyuger, and more. Wait, give me a
Mm-hmm.
second. I might have to burp. Excuse me. Anyway, yes, I'm also at Bluesky where I talk about my projects and just yap about whatever's on my mind or like fighting games, Kingdom Hearts, Persona, whatever bullshit. Switch 2 is coming. I have that pre-ordered. Just a heads
Mm-hmm.
up, when Prime 4 comes out, this podcast will probably be on a week break at the very
Sure.
least.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a heads up
We
to the
will
audience.
see. We will see. I've said before that my plan is as soon as the game comes out, I'm not going to be on the internet until I complete the game. So it's going to be like complete like technical blackout. I'm not going to talk to anybody in Discord. I'm not going to answer any texts from any family members or anything. It's just I'm only playing that game until it is completed. So, and I'm serious
Yeah,
about that.
he is. Don't trust me. He said that to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, thank you for joining us for this week of Toku Talkers. We'll see you next week for GoZyuger, episode 15.